You open a project from 6 months ago. The drums load, the plugins load, and then FL Studio tells you that you cannot find 12 audio files. You moved a sample pack last month, so the main loop has completely disappeared. You spend the next hour searching a computer instead of making music. There's also a folder beside it containing files called Final, Final 1, Final 20, Final 30, and you have no idea which one you sent to the artist. Almost every producer I know deals with this problem at some point. So, to fix this, in this video, I will show you the system I use to keep my music projects under control. This is the same system that I use in my day to day life and has helped me to release over 120 songs in just 3 years. So, without wasting any more time, let's hop on to FL Studio. Let me show you the simple system that I use that keeps me organized. So, we are in FL Studio, and this is like a beat that I was working on. And suppose I just want to save it. What most producers would do is they'll just go and press save, just go to their desktop and like save it as say Sunset Final 1 and just like save it like that. The desktop will be super cluttered with thousands of project files just like this. So instead of that, I've been following a naming convention that I've been using it since the past 2 years. So let me show you how it looks like. So let us go to save as, and this is the folder that I save all my project files that I'm working on. Over here, I have 325. That is the previous project that I was working on. So this will become 326. I call every session that I work on a splurge. So you can just use session or like where you produced it. This is the key of the song. That will be key of the song was G sharp major. Okay, G sharp major. Okay. Then we have the BPM. That will be 50. So 50 BPM. And then after this, I typically write what type of song is this. So this is like a sleepy lo-fi beat. After that, I write who I'm collaborating with. And if I'm not collaborating with anyone, you don't need to add that. So this will be with my friend Poiter. So Peter dot. And click on save. So whenever I press new saved version, like say if I want to save a new version of this, this will become 326 underscore splurge this underscore 2. And in that way, I have a specific naming convention that helps me track my projects that I'm working on. Now, suppose you're done with the song and now you want to save it. Instead of just saving it in the project files, what I do is simply just go to export and I go here and just click as zipped export as zip loop package. So basically, what it does is FL Studio compresses all the data it has, the project files, the audio samples, the plugins that you have used, and you can save it into a zip file that you can just directly open and it opens the project. Then I'll go to my collapse folder and I'll find my friend Peter. Peter's over here and just save it. And once it's done, I can just double click the folder. You can see over here like all the stems, all the samples that I've used in this project pops up over here. And which is a great thing because using this method, you will never be able to use any project of yours. And the crazy part is if I double click the project over here, it directly opens it in FL Studio. And if I make any changes and save it, it updates the same zip loop package that we have. Now let's talk about my folder structure. We have my projects. So this is where I save all my projects. This is basically like a before Christ, after death type of situation where 2022 is where I started making lo-fi and before 2022 was all my EDM stuff. I just named it 2022. You can just name it projects. And over here, I follow a simple project system where I have some practice stuff, some sketchwork, some splurges where most of my data is. You don't need these two to be honest. I would say you can just keep tracks that you're working on and just release. You don't need all the structure that I use because I also barely use them. I would recommend you to only have release as a folder structure, and I would say splurge and lo-fi. It's actually the chunk of a project. Splurge is where you just saved our initial projects. Once you're done making a simple idea, you save it in the splurge project. You can call it session, you call it studio, it doesn't matter. Released projects goes over here. After it's done, I just add a copy. And lo-fi, where all my collabs that I have is organized by the person that I'm working with. So you have Alex, you have Alihivi, you have Alto, you have Avaikaze, Beach Pomodoro. It's like everyone, literally everyone that I collab with gets their own specific folder. Just by giving each collaborator that you work with their own folder makes the process really, really simple. So whenever someone asks you for some stems or like a project file, you can easily send them. For example, my friend Nathan, we just released a Japanese EP together. If I go to his project, we have the same number system that he had from the splurge folder. We have the zip loop package after everything is done. So if I click on this, the project will open. There's no issue. And that's how I keep my folder structures intact. And this is a simple system that helped me being organized. And it just reduces all the mental stress of where the project is, what number is it, who am I collabing with. The next thing that I want to talk about is backups. Typically, people suggest to do the 3-2-1 backup, where you have three separate files. You save it to two different hard drives, and you save one on cloud or a server. All my projects over here go to my external hard disk, and I'm building a NAS. This is a simple system that I follow. The naming convention is super important because that allows you to find files without losing your mind. I know this video is pretty short. I hope it is super helpful. Without this organizing system, I wouldn't be able to release over 120 releases in just 3 years. So yeah, I hope this helps. I'm Dark Winter. I'll see you in the next one.